Why do we celebrate Veterans Day here in the United States is an interesting question that probably not too many people ask today. Originally, we refer to it as Armistice Day, the end of the outright fighting. It's a truce, it's a ceasefire. Part of it, one could argue, is President Wilson saying we need to commemorate, we need to take time to remember. This remembrance of what was it all for? What is it for? What is this concept of service? What is this concept of sacrifice? I try to encourage people to at least take that time to stop and reflect and remember. Because November 11th, 1918, for Americans, is also a date that you could say marks this massive transformation as a nation and America's emergence on a global stage as a peacemaker, as a diplomat, as a humanitarian, on a stage at which we have never previously had. And if anything, the armistice occurs at a time when America has this culmination of look at what we have accomplished and look how far we've come from 1914 to 1918. At the period, it was known as the war to end all wars because there had never been a global conflagration of such magnitude, and the bloodshed just defied anything previously seen. It is a great war on scale of blood loss, of geography, of involvement. It's total war. It's the civilian populations are directly affected by this conflict, but we're hoping that something will come out of this incredible sacrifice. There's also this kind of unifying element for the American people. A lot of the American expeditionary forces are recent immigrants to the United States. Part of the conflict is that they've earned their citizenship, not in the political sense, but in kind of a holistic sense, to train them, to equip them, to organize them, to move them, to feed them, every little logistic element, and then to position them and try and put them in a place where they can directly influence the fighting and ergo influence President Wilson's position in the peace negotiations. That is something the United States on a world scene had never done before, but did magnificently. The fact that we were even able to have any role in the conflict in such a short period of time, I would argue, is really the sign of a great nation. The word for me that always comes to mind when I think of Veterans Day is remembrance, and remember. We do honor the fallen, but really Veterans Day is meant to honor the living and those who have come home.
Hey, thanks for watching. If you like this video, check out these other videos from USA Today to stay up to date with all the latest news.